Hi everyone, we are live and I am going first to have some sound checks and to see if in LinkedIn and YouTube I am live. How are you feeling everyone? I am right there preparing my session and I welcome you. This is a restream LinkedIn YouTube session and at the same time people would like to interact with me can interact with me in the comments in LinkedIn or YouTube, or go on stage, which means going on my GoBurns room, which I have. When you go to Linktree/French40, you click to join my GoBurns room for this session today, and you can have the link to my GoBurns room. I am, as always, in multiple places at the same time, ensuring that I am audible on LinkedIn and on YouTube. And then I'm going back to begin this session. I will have a surprise guest. And of course, other surprise guests if you would like to join. I'm always in for a treat, for a surprise. And so am I audible and live on LinkedIn? Let me check right there. So yes, I am audible and live on LinkedIn and also on YouTube. How are you feeling, my friends? This is an interesting conversation that we can build together. I aim for an engaging session, a session where you can go in my GoBurns room for interacting with me directly. You can also comment in LinkedIn and in YouTube. Apologize for the noise. Out of my street, there is a dog that is, but normally you will not be able to listen, but who knows? And I am live in YouTube also. That's a blessing. So this session will last not more than an hour, and it will be about healing and nature, a chat. Of course, if I'm the only one to speak, it will be a monologue, but I would like to be a dialogue. So there will be my guest that will join in few minutes in my Go Brunch room, and at the same time, I am witnessing people that might join. So I realize that my voice is quite uh, heavy, so I'm going to be softer, probably having the voice of Barry White. I don't know, but I am talking about nature and healing this evening. So I am constantly seeing if there is anyone live on the chat, YouTube and LinkedIn, and going now to focus on the Go Brunch. Whereas what would be amazing is to have a frame in my Go Brunch room where I can have my restream comments. But guess what? All is possible. But from now, I'm going now to talk about healing in nature and the words in French. And nature in French is nature. There are a lot of words that are quite similar, not written the same, but similar. And in nature, there are a lot of plants, trees, flowers, or herbs that can help our body. And I think if I can rant just a little bit, for a beginning, it's really, but we as human beings are amazing as saying, oh, we invented things. Here is a new solution. And this is our formula. It's patented. It's like $50 for this kind of ingredients, And nature is already providing that in a way. Of course, there are also other voices that will say that no, there is new things in this world. How could nature, that is thousands and billions and millions of years old, could deal with the new things that happening into this world? And somehow I agree because we created these issues. But there is, I think, a great way to solve probably 95% of the issues using nature and using what nature is providing to us, if we choose so to respect nature. So right now I am giving you also French nuggets, by the way, because this is not only a chat, a fireside chat between me and my audience. It's also me inviting you to tap into French languages. And do I share my screen in my GoBurn room? I don't know, because I was sharing a document out there. Yeah. So here is the document. And at some point, I hope that I will be able to see if people joining. If you are joining, feel free to voice. But here is the document I was writing. So here in French, nature is written the same. So nature is nature in French. And then there is plant, that could be in plural. Plant in the singular and plant in plural. And then there are many other things about nature, like arbre and fleur. Arbre is tree and fleur is flower. And there are a lot of also incredible healings from nature, from the trees. Could be also from the I don't know what it is in English, but it is the liquid that goes out of the tree trunk, like la sève de bouleau. Sève de bouleau, which is a kind of a tree that helps for the cleaning of the system in the spring. A little liquid that you drink from the bouleau tree. And bouleau, I don't know all the terms in English. I know oak, I know apple tree, cherry tree, but bouleau, yeah, birch tree. So it's really interesting that from nature and the herbs, which is herbe, we don't pronounce the H in French. And so here you see the different terms in French. Let me know if you have any question, any comment. Feel free to pop in any message from YouTube or LinkedIn if you are watching live. Else, while I wait a little bit for my friend guest to join my governance room, that is amazing. Here you see trees, arbre, and you see people, some people sitting in, and you can sit here also, wherever you are, near the fire. And so healing in nature. There are a lot of plants and healing in nature. And of course, there are a lot of flowers in French. And the most famous that exists also in English is rose. And of course, it's written the same in French and English. Rose, rose. So there is also tulip and violet. And of course, I can share to you a picture because there is a lot of information through internet or there. Pictures of flowers in French. And so here, by instance, names of flowers are there that I'm going to share my screen right now quickly. So arôme, bégonia, bleuet, azalée. You see the flowers, so you might already recognize the name in English. I don't know how to say to them their names in English, but azalée, bouton d'or, campanule, capucine, coquelicot, crocus, dahlia, fresia, gardenia, géranium, glaïeul, hibiscus, hortensia, jasmin, rose, tournesol, and narcisse. I know that tournesol is sunflower because it really looks like the sun. And hibiscus, it exists also in English the same way. And like crocus also, I guess, because it's from Latin. So in languages in French, we have multiple languages imprints, including Latin, including English also, or Spanish, who knows? So right now, I wonder, yeah, I'm going to share again. But I'm mixing about my tab right now. Okay, so right now I don't share my Goblin room. So here, okay. So I'm diving into all the tabs and you know. So here are the different names in French: nature, plante, arbre, which is tree, fleur, which is flower. Sève is like the liquid of the tree, and then the sève de bouleau, birch something, and then herbs, herb, and then rose, tulip, violet, and I was quoting few other names about the flowers. And of course, there are also herbs, and herbs are very, very interesting also. I hope that I can still be audible. So I'm just going to check right now. Yeah. So there are also herbs that are very interesting to discover, and that's really helpful for healing our health and the body. And so here I'm going now to share my screen. Okay, it's here. And yeah, okay. So feel free to write in the chat anytime. Happy to be able to answer any of your questions and say hello. Thank you so much for your presence. And so there is basil, basilic, chives. I don't know if it's pronounced like that. Ciboulette, chervil, cerfeuil, coriander, tarragon, which is estragon, fennel, which is fenouil, bay leaf, which is laurier, marjolaine, mint, menthe or menthe poivrée, sorrel, oseille, then parsley, persil, rosemary, romarin, sage, sauge, thyme, thym, and dill, aneth. And there are probably dozens and dozens of other herbs, and each of those are different properties, different effects. And there are also essential oils. There is like essential oil for mint, like peppermint. There is also sage and rosemary, and also bay leaf and tarragon. And I see also lavender. Lavender is really also important. Basilic also, there is also essential oil on basilic. It's really convenient to have these. But at the same time, of course, it's really important to be cautious about the usage, because one drop is really, you take one drop of that, it's the equivalent of having a full hands of plants, even 2 or 3 full hands sometimes of plants, compared to one drop of oil. So it's really important. But I'm not going to teach oil because I'm going to teach French. So, but it's really important about healing. Right now, I am. We are on the 15 minutes on the session. Let me know if you have any comment, any question. And I'm always also happy to receive these comments and questions from the replay team if you are watching on the replay team. So I am just checking, but until now, yeah. So nature is really incredible. Nature is really powerful. If you know nature, all the elements, and if you know how to use it. Like decades and centuries and thousands of years ago, from the beginning of mankind, we were surrounded by nature, and we will always be surrounded by nature. There is, in fact, I love to use this quote: either nature wins or either we lose. We cannot really live into the world destroying nature or thinking as nature as a commodity, like agriculture, without having wild spaces where nature is able to thrive on its own with their own flora, fauna, and animals and plants and trees. We need to coexist with nature. That's also my rant. And nature is really powerful when you know how to use nature. And I admit I don't know so much nature because there are dozens and hundreds and thousands and probably even tens of thousands of plants, herbs of different regions, like two same plants, like lavender or you can put a rose in 20 different countries and having different properties because the roses are growing from different soils. Same with the tree. So it's really also to acknowledge that we think we know, we have centuries and millennia of knowledge, and especially recently with this modern science, we can check the DNA of the plants, of nature. You can do a lot of things. But at the same time, it's like, what is our relationship with nature? What is our interactions with nature? Do we consider nature as our vital resource to be on Earth? Or are we considering nature like, oh, I need to care my flu, I need to take this plant? I was realizing also that, and that's why, by the way, I love also because I was going to my Go Brunch room and create this amazing visual about the forest out there, is that we are not separated from nature. We are part of nature. Nous faisons partie de la nature. Nous sommes la nature. We are nature. And if we are aware about that, we are aware also that everything that we are doing in our daily basis, each year, each day, each minute, has an impact. Each thing that we are doing has an impact, whether it's good or bad. And it's not to say, oh, we are culprit, shame on us, blah, blah, blah. But it's related to the same things for the 21st century that we did in the 20th and the 19th and the 18th century. Of course, the 20th century was the big century that we were doing so much harm, but we are already 25 years in the 21st century, and I don't see any change. There are some changes, of course. We are more aware, of course. And then, of course, it's like, now are we taking action towards nature preservation? Préserver la nature. That's very important. Because there are two aspects. Either we are considering nature as a commodity, as a servant, like we are molding nature to our own will and needs, or either we are respecting nature, because at some point it doesn't make sense to be able to eat strawberries in the winter, or there are seasons for fruits, flowers, herbs have their own seasons. And of course, we can know since many decades, by the way, benefits a lot of stuff all around the year, even if the season is over. But now we have a responsibility to say, okay, either we are going to nurture and take care about the locality, or either the world will collapse. Because if any one of us is exporting from elsewhere, that means that elsewhere have not the ability to have the resources because they are with us. And so there are populations, people that are deprived of things because fruits and plants and herbs are exported to us. But there are also, for everything, we have also our locality. If we don't take care about our locality, then we will be in a mess. Especially when we realize that the localities, the dozens, hundreds, thousands of localities all around the world are depleted. Where are we going to to get the resources if all the localities, the thousands of localities out there from different countries, different places are depleted. We are not able anymore to import all the resources because they are less and less present. Same with the ocean. Of course, I'm not going to dive more into the ocean because the theme is healing in nature, but the documentary of David Attenborough, I think, about the ocean, about the fact that many industries are destroying, depleting, polluting the oceans. It's really sad. And it's even more sad because it's not visible. It's under the sea. Here we pollute things. We pollute shore, like there is a fuel catastrophe from a boat. We all know the black fuel, the marine noir, But in the sea, do we know, unless there are activists and people that are whistleblowers that are saying, "Hey, my friends, there is a huge restriction out there, and the coral are white, etc. And there is a pollution, blah blah blah." So I think it's important to respect nature if we are going to also towards a better humanity. So it's a lot of ranting. Now I'm going to put some other French vibes. I don't see any comments, and I don't see my friend on the Gober's room. Or if I'm alone, I'm alone. It's okay. I show up, my friends. I show up no matter what. Of course, I could have prepared that more in advance and blah blah blah. I'm happy to show up and to give you value for the next generations also, to preserve nature and to bring some French out there. So here I'm going now to check list me 20 most common herbs in France, Belgium, Switzerland, Montreal in French. But let's see what they are going to about that. I love to use AI because it's really incredible. Of course, always take it with a grain of salt because the AI is not 100% perfect, but here is the list. So here, and the name in English. So let's dive into nature, herbs in different countries. So here you have already some herbs, and feel free to discover them, of course. And it's great that it's also a blessing that you can have these in French. It's good for your learning French, by the way. So I'm just going to check. I don't have any comments in the chat. Feel free also to join my Go Brunch room, linktree/French40, and join my session on Go Brunch. And then going to continue for at least 20 minutes. And then I'm going to close the session if I don't have any question. And if my friend is not joining, so this is what it is. So I am now going to list them in English and in French. Hopefully that my English is relevant. That's the word of the day. And proper. So rosemary, romarin. Savory, sarriette. Sage, sauge. Tarragon, estragon. Basil, basilic. parsley, persil, thyme or thyme, thym, oregano, origan, marjoram, marjolaine, lavender, lavande, chives, ciboulette, chervil, cerfeuil, parsley, persil, but they are repeating by the way. And out there, the document is here. Here, fines herbes is the same, like the final. Herbe de Provence, like Provence, the herbs from this region of South France. Persillade, summer savory, sarriette d'été, winter savory, sarriette d'hiver. Yeah, so there is not a lot of other herbs. But then I'm going to check what are the most 20 famous herbs in India and translated in French. I'm not sure that they exist in French, but I'm just curious if there is a version in French. So here, right there, going to zoom out there here, turmeric, which is in French curcuma. Then cumin, which is jeera and cumin in French. Then coriander, which is dhania, and it's coriander in French. Then garam masala, it's not really translatable in French. There is also cardamom, which is elaichi, cardamom. Then cinnamon, which is dalchini, which is cannelle in French. Cloves, long, which is clou de girofle or clou de girofle. Sometimes you don't pronounce the L. Then fenugreek or fenugrec in French, which is methi. Then mustard seeds or rail, which is graine de moutarde. Then bay leaves, which is tejpata, and in French, feuille de laurier, yeah. Asafoetida, hing, not a translation. Basil, tulsi, basilic. Curry leaves, feuille de curcuma, or you can also say curry because there is also curry. Cayenne, pepper, poivre de Cayenne, piment or poivre. They are both. Then there is star anise, which is shakri, and it's anis étoilé. Black cardamom, which is badi elaichi, and it's a cardamom noir. Then green, cardamom verte. Then fennel, fenouil, cumin seeds, graines de cumin, and mustard, it's already said. So that's it, my friends. I don't know if I have anything adding to say. I'm going to stop all my shares right now. Boom, boom, boom. Let's check. I don't have anything on the chat. So we are 30 minutes, and no, I don't see anyone popping into my room. So thank you again for watching me. This will be a shorter session. So that's it, my friends. I am now going to share to you something that is really in my heart, that I don't share really often. I am struggling. I am feeling a bit better right now. But since days and weeks, I'm struggling. You don't know my life, what I'm going through, and I say this session about nature and eating also because I have eczema, skin issues, and also one of my friends, Zabi, passed away 25 days ago, and it's challenging, but it is what it is, and I'm here to serve you in French and to bring language. So I am elevating bit by bit. That's my news. And I am now sharing other things that are incredible that I would like to share. First, once again, you can also join anytime my French Oli Linktree page, which is linktree/French Oli, like linktr.ee/French Oli, and you can join my different offerings, my newsletter, also my membership that I'm going to push forward, and my YouTube channel. You can book a call to see if you can improve, if you like to improve your French. We are also a new language network. There I'm going to share again here the Neural Language Network. You can find a coach, a language coach, all around the world. This is my profile, and here you have the ability to make a search everywhere in the world. And you can also dive into free webinars to learn languages. That's for teachers and for coaches. And of course, attend if you like to be a language igniter, language ambassador, you can become also a new language coach. So that's my share about Rachel, because she is impacting a lot of lives. So from now on, I'm going also to share my my offering, if I can share it to you. Yes, here is my Flesh membership. So here, FLECH stands for French Languages Explore, Café du Bien, and Artist. And this membership will allow you to learn, improve, elevate your language experience. Like I would like also to guide you if you are learning any other language. Of course, I don't speak Polish, Japanese. I can say arigato, konnichiwa, sayonara, dzień dobry, dziękuję, etc. I can say few words, but I don't speak really natively Polish or Japanese. I can refer to you to coaches that are there to help you, but at the same time, I am also here to hold you space for helping you to learn a language. And of course, my main native language is French. I can also speak and teach Dutch, Italian. Mi chiamo Olivier, sono veramente felice di avere una sessione con voi. And yeah, so that's it, my friends. I'm going to close really shortly because I don't see anything else to express aside. Something that I would like also for the replay team that are watching me since days, weeks, months, years. I am Oli. I am a new language coach, a language igniter, ambassador. I love also cultures, and I am also doing that for many years through the daily videos since November 2021, on the LinkedIn audio since 2023, LinkedIn and YouTube streaming since the end of 2023. And since the early year, like January, I discovered Go Brunch, and I'm really blessed to do that on Go Brunch. And so for days, weeks, months, and years, I'm doing that. And so feel free to buy me a coffee also. That you can see the link at the right side, coffee.com/OliLyrics, so that I can continue my mission. And of course, if you would like to learn and improve French, I'm happy to lend you my brain. So in French, je m'appelle Oli. Bienvenue, bonjour, je m'appelle Oli, je parle le français. And last but not least, I'm going to have, I was thinking about this rant. I'm going to end this session with a rant because I'm going now to quote an article in French and translate it in English. Bear with me. So here is an article from Le Soir, which is a newspaper in Belgium. And here I'm going to close this and to see if I can, yeah, you can see this. My friends, if you are in the replay team, feel free to bear with me. Going first to write it in, express it in French. So, for the record, Jean-Luc Mélenchon is a political figure in France. And Jean-Luc Mélenchon souhaite changer le nom de la langue française. Elle n'appartient plus à la France depuis fort longtemps. He was saying that he wishes to change the name of the French language. La langue française, the French language. It doesn't belong anymore to France since long time. And so the founder of La France Insoumise qualified the French as Creole language. In the sense of blending, métissage, like when you are having multiple imprints, like the métissage is related to the skin color, the black and the white, that goes to métis. Métissage, linguistic métissage, born from multiple intakes, from multiple sources. So during a colloque, a conference on the Francophonia, organized to the Assemblée nationale from Aurélien Taché, from the LFI Aurélien Taché, Jean-Luc Mélenchon surprised his audience in proposing to rethink this such identity of the French language, la langue française. The 70 plus years old, septuagenarian is 70 plus, launch audacious idea, rebaptized French, rebaptized français. If someone could find another name for qualifying our language, he or she is welcome, declared him to multiple French medias. And so Jean-Luc Mélenchon really highlighted his sayings to remind that French is not anymore the property exclusive of France. French doesn't belong anymore to France since long time, highlighted him. Evoking multiple influences, Arabic, Russians, Spanish, Hebraic, like Hebrew, as richnesses that are making testimony of the hybrid nature. And there are 29 countries having French as official language and 444 millions of locutors, of speakers in the world. So he esteemed that we should see this language as a common being. And I think he's sometimes is like a bit like weird or audacious, but I think he is right. And going more further, founder of the France Insoumise qualified French as Creole language in a sense of linguistic métissage, born from multiple intakes, from multiple sources. If we want that the French would be a commune language, it must be a Creole language, insisted him. And of course, these sayings were really not landing well to some other people. That the right wing said, Darmanin said that la langue française appartient aux Français. So the French language belongs to people from France. Seeing an element, a central element of the national patrimonial, and then the other deputy Bruno Bild denounced a position that is resolute, revisionist, I don't know, and called to preserve the roots, solid roots, and millennials of French. But let me tell you, and that's my rant, and I'm going to close the share to close this session, but I am more and more realizing that French is not only belonging to France. Switzerland, we speak French. Of course, also German and Italian, but we speak French. In Belgium, we speak French. Of course, we speak also Dutch and German, but we speak French. In Quebec, Montreal, they speak French. In the Cajun, the Louisiana, they are speaking also an old French. In the islands, the Martinique, the Dominique, the Réunion, they are speaking French. In Congo, I was really surprised 1 or 2 years ago. In Congo, there are more locutors in French than France itself. There are more than 70 million in Congo speaking French. France, a little less. So my friend is like, French, there is a French of France, but there is also the French of Switzerland, the French of Belgium, the French of Montreal, Quebec, the French of Louisiana, the French of the island, the French of Africa. Do you know, by instance, I was 3 years ago, I realized there is a word that doesn't exist anywhere else than Africa in French, compétir, to compete. Compétir is only existing in Africa. Like, there is, I'm going to quickly share this, my friend. Look at that, compétir. Of course, Wikipedia could not probably be the best source, but in that case, my friend, I'm going to share my screen to the Wikipedia, because here is the word compétir. And here, from compétir, and it's in Africa, especially in Senegal, Cameroon, and Côte d'Ivoire. Senegal, Cameroon, Côte d'Ivoire is like Senegal, Cameroon, and Ivory Coast. And the synonyms are concourir, compétitionner, entrer en compétition. So this verb is only existing in Africa. You don't hear that in France, Switzerland, Belgium, Montreal. We only hear that in Africa. Because I was hearing 3 years ago a video from someone in Africa, and this person was using the word compétir. Was never hearing that before, my friends, in Belgium, France, whatever. And there is also a French word in Canada that you don't hear in France. Tuque, which stands for winter hat. Bonnet, cagoule, whatever. There are other synonyms in France or Belgium. And it means that French is not belonging only to France, it belongs to multiple people all around the world. Just to say that, because in France we say 70, in Belgium we say 70. In France we say 80, and we say octant in Switzerland, I think. So, same with other languages. There are multiple Englishes, multiple Portugueses, multiple Spanishes. So, saying that France is only belonging to, saying that French is only belonging to France is for me really numeralistic. nombrilistic, really. What is nombril in English? It's like, you shall revolute around me like the sun, like yeah, belly button. So it's navel. So it's a bit like navalistic, like, oh, I am the center of the world, France, and French is only on France, and this is the French of France. No, French, my friends, is belonging to many other locutors. It means that you will encounter words, ways of sayings that are not what you learned. So let's blowing up. Let's say that that it will change. It will totally change. It means that perfection is not the key. There is the dictionary and then there is the reality. There is the Académie Française and then there is the world outside of the Académie Française. And last but not least, I'm going to end this session right now because I love to say that Georges Bernanos, for those that are knowing that, citation Académie Française. So Georges Bernanos is an old French writer, I think, and he was offering the seats of the Académie Française, we in the Académie Française. And I'm going to share it quickly right now. Again, share my screen. This will be my last share. And this is a quote that I love to put again. So, I will translate in English, but Georges Bernanos a été reçu à l'Académie française, mais il a exprimé son mécontentement à ce sujet. Il a déclaré: quand je n'aurai plus qu'une paire de fesses pour penser, j'irai l'asseoir à l'Académie française, à l'Académie. Cette citation reflète son mépris pour les institutions et son refus de se conformer aux normes établies. So George Bernanos was received to the Académie française, but he expressed his disapproval, his it was really disappointment at this subject. He declared, "When I will, when I will have just a pair of beep to think, I will sit them." ASS, by the way, but um, I will sit them to the academy. And so this quote reflect his disappointment to the institutions and his refusal to conform to the established norms. So that's it. I don't hate them. You know, they are doing their lives. Within their premises. They are saying, "Oh, you should do this. You should do that. Good to do this. Good to do that." But then there is reality, and reality is always, my friends. Reality is always, 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 always winning. Because repression doesn't change anything. The nature is resilient. Nature doesn't ask permission. Nature is building its own things. So human beings are also building their own things, their own world. Wherever there are institutions that are forcing that it's A and not B, C, D, E, F, there will be people that will say, oh, X, Y, Z, and gamma, omega, whatever. So, my friends, this is my ranting. And of course, it's one of these sessions where I'm talking alone, where I was not having any interaction, any guest, but I don't care. I don't care. And this is my passion. And feel